What's up from Tokyo? This is Johnny Massacre, and these are my thoughts on the first Mayweather Conor McGregor press conference. I want to start off by saying I am not a boxing fan and I am not a fighting fan. I'm just your regular kind of dude who, like a lot of people these days, is kind of caught up in the Conor McGregor hype. Really admires Conor McGregor. Massive Conor McGregor fanboy. I mean, look, ever since I was younger, when there's a elite boxing match on with elite fighters, I'm interested. Like, you know, Tyson, Chris Eubank, Ricky Haddon. I remember even Nazim Hamid in the beginning. And, of course, Mayweather. I watched... I was dying for a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight for a long time, and we got it, as disappointing as it was. I don't know when I kind of got onto McGregor, but it was obviously when he started his media assault during his meteoric ascendancy to fame and power. But he's a real hero of mine, and I take great joy in explaining to people what the fuck is going to happen on August 26th, which is, you know, to people who aren't interested in fighting at all, it's still interesting. You've got a guy who has not one professional boxing match going up against the greatest boxer of all time. I mean, the way that I compare that is like, imagine playing your favorite video game like Call of Duty, and then you're good at the game, but then next week you're going to play, or like you're the best at Call of Duty, then in a few months' time you're going to play the best, I don't know, fucking Tekken 7 player in the world. You're just going to lose straight up. That you have no chance against elite players. And so the dream is that he's going to do it. Conor's going to pull out the bag. And if his star isn't already bright enough after that, he's going to be like Dana White said, president of UFC, said, it's going to be chaos. He's going to be the biggest athlete in the world. And I would love to be there to see that, although I just don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, so the press conference came up, and I was looking forward to this so much. I was watching a stream on YouTube, and they were warming up with like loads of clips of McGregor's best clips, which is part of the reason why it's so big, because it's just so fucking entertaining to watch. And so when the press conference started, I thought Floyd was going to get hammered, because I've seen him talk, and he's not really a talker. He kind of stutters a little bit, and I just thought he's not going to know what to do with McGregor. From the off, okay, the press conference fucking sucked. Whoever organised that, the pacing was horrible. The sound wasn't on for the first like 30% of it before McGregor came out, which is just weird and off-putting. When it started, McGregor was already on stage. He didn't get a walkout, as far as I saw, and that was on the official channel. So you didn't see him coming out to his music. He was already on stage, and he was chewing his gum, and in the cold, hard light of day, it just looked so fucking weird. He was just going like, and you just thought, yeah, when you watch that back, Conor, you're going to wish you wouldn't have chewed that gum, because it makes you look like a dolt. Think about all the new eyes and potential fans on you, and you want to be ice cold, and you're kind of munching on this gum. So that was just weird from the start. And then he was dancing a bit, and it looked like what it was. It looked like a pretender on stage with the world watching him. Must be millions of people watching him, having a little dance to his favourite tune. And you're aspiring to someone who's elite, and you're expecting something elite, and you're seeing someone's dance moves, which really humanised him. And I just thought, no, man. I mean, no. It seemed like a different league and a different world. He seemed uncomfortable, and he seemed a bit jittery. He was trying really hard to make a performance, and usually when people are showy, according to some people, according to the 48 Laws of Power, which is a great book, when people make a show like that, there's obviously a good reason for it. And you know, it seemed like there was almost a bit of insecurity there. McGregor was dying to prove to people, and that kind of betrayed these kind of alien emotions he was experiencing. But you know, I'm not Mystic Mac. I don't fucking know what he was really feeling, but that looked a bit odd to me. And then Mayweather came out, and he did get an entrance, and it was funny because McGregor was dressed in a sick suit and Mayweather was dressed in a tracksuit, and it was reminding me of Rocky. It was I think Rocky 4, there's the Russian guy and there's Rocky, the American guy, and you've got these contrasting cultures, and you really had a culture clash up on the stage, and I thought that really added fuel to it. I thought Mayweather was going to flop, but Mayweather fucking held his own, man, because, I mean, look, he's a boss. He's one of the best of all time. He's never been beaten. It actually makes sense. You know, he's been there and done it. He's 40 years old. So I don't know how I doubted him. It just shows, like I said, I don't know anything about boxing. Anyways, so then these like two old dudes came out on stage, and it was just really corporate, and you thought like these people's egos are out of control. These fuckers, no one gives a fuck about that, what they have to say, and they're both of them were terrified and shaking. So why are they up there? Like, if you're going to be up there, at least have someone who's got some, you know, confidence, and, you know, dealing with like big crowds and TV audiences and shit. These old guys were just like blathering on, and it was embarrassing. People were booing them, and it was just like, man, so old world. Like, you know, in spite of this, you know, despite the fact it's going to break all records in this kind of this modern era of just instant sharing and like massive potential virality and profitability, this was very old world TV, and you might be the last kind of old world TV event you ever see before things switch up. Excuse me. Anyways, so these old dudes talked. Then McGregor got on stage and he disrespected the fuck out of them. He goes, "I don't know who those motherfuckers are." I was like, it embarrassed me, and that's like not a bad thing. That means McGregor was trying to take it to the next level. But then this was a really fucked up thing. McGregor came out and he said, "I didn't know what was going on there." He basically insinuated they were trying to trick him, and it was against him, the scheduling and the pacing. He basically said something like, "I didn't know I'd even have to say anything." And I thought, McGregor, what the fuck are you doing, and what the fuck are you saying? You know, for someone who's number one, you're letting on that you kind of rehearse things a little bit. You've obviously like think beforehand all the things to say. I mean, of course everyone does, right? But McGregor's like letting on his game plan a bit. Before you wondered, is he invincible? Is he ad-libbing? Is he freestyling all these cusses? But then he obviously gave it away that he's not. I mean, it's obvious that he does that anyways, but to actually say it is to reduce all the mystery and seduction of the art and the sport. So he came out with that, and then he said, well, you know, he's basically saying he wasn't prepared, and it's like, mate, you fucking prepare. You're going to fight Mayweather. You have to come in there loaded with fucking ammunition for Mayweather. There's no fucking excuse. And for him to get on stage and make an excuse is so not Conor McGregor. And I thought something was wrong from the off there. Again, he looked out of his element and unsettled. And then Mayweather took the stage, and he was doing his typically like abrasive American kind of like loud like thing. Not saying McGregor isn't loud, but it was kind of like smooth but loud. He was like, yeah, da 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 da, and he's trying to be all cool or whatever, you know. Just both larger than life characters doing their thing. And he was really confident. And it was weird because McGregor had a mic at that point. See, Mayweather didn't have a mic when McGregor was talking, but then when Mayweather was talking, McGregor had a mic, and he cut him off, and I was like, oh, it was actually happening at that point. It was like McGregor's like taking him off his game and going away from this old world TV like corny stage shit. It was like more open, like an open arena where people like do battle verbally, and that's where it started to get really interesting. And then his mic kind of disappeared, and I think what happened was at the end, they shut his mic down. I don't think he was supposed to have a mic, because why didn't Mayweather have a mic when he was talking and they have a battle? That's what everyone wanted, was the UFC style kind of verbal battle. They sit down and they can just go at it. They didn't do that. They kept it too corporate, and that's where it fucking failed. So if Conor McGregor's mic got shut down, that really went against him, because then Mayweather was ramping up his rhetoric, and when he made a few insults, then McGregor didn't say anything, and I think it's because his mic wasn't working. And then Mayweather came back and he's like, "You're not talking now, bitch," and the crowd was like, "Oh." And so if that's the case, they turn his mic off. They kind of sabotaged him a bit, but he came across like the guy that he is. He's an unbeaten world champion, one of the best of all time. And then they did the face off, and I loved the personalities. It was large than life. It was very American. It was like a Rocky movie, and it was kind of exciting. And they squared up and they talked a bit of trash and stuff, and you almost felt like McGregor was playing by the rules. They told him to not go too crazy because he's going to get sued. There was just a whole kind of stink of like corporate about it, and that was it. So overall it was a little bit disappointing, but I'm here talking about it, and that's only round one, and there's going to be 4 of these, and knowing McGregor, the perfectionist that he is, he's going to come back hard, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who wins the verbal battle. And if Conor McGregor gets embarrassed in that ring, I think it's going to start to dawn on him, like he's going to become a clown in front of the world. There's so much at stakes here, as well on Mayweather's part. So anyways, those are my thoughts. Kind of little mini review of the Mayweather Conor McGregor first press conference, excuse me, I haven't slept for like 24 hours. The first Mayweather Conor McGregor press conference from not a boxing fan, but someone who likes boxing, has like an interest in elite boxing, and a Conor McGregor fan. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I really mean that, because it seems kind of split at the moment online, so I'd love to hear what you have to say. And yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Cheers.